All right, Adam, thank you. Get a COVID vaccine or find a new job. That is the message to around 500,000 public and private sector workers in our state who are now under a mandate to get the COVID vaccine by October 18th. So let's bring in Q13's Brandi Kruse once again. Brandi, this has left Republican leaders now in Olympia once again calling for a special session.
Yeah, and this is what Republican leaders say is just another example of the governor's abuse of his emergency powers. Since the onset of the pandemic, they have wanted the governor to consult the legislature more and really wanted to take action to rein the governor's emergency powers in. The question is, when it comes to a special session, when it comes to reining those powers in, would they have the help and the support of Democrats, who, of course, are in the majority in Olympia? I want to bring in Senate Republican Leader John Braun, who joins us live this morning. Senator, good morning to you.
Good morning, Brandi.
You put out a statement along with House Minority Leader J.T. Wilcox following the governor's announcement, and you started that statement off by saying that you encourage people to get vaccines, that you yourself are vaccinated. Why was it important to start the statement in that way?
Well, I want to be clear with folks that we take this pandemic seriously. We know there's real cost, and people should be paying attention to the health of their family, the health of their community. Our only point is those are individual decisions. Those are made, they're complex decisions and they're personal decisions, and we should respect people who make those decisions sometimes differently than us around the state, and work to convince them that the vaccines are the right answer, and not force them or coerce them to take the vaccine when they think it's unwise for themselves or their family.
You've suggested maybe some incentives from the governor rather than termination, offering some sort of incentives to state workers who remain unvaccinated. What kind of incentives would those be?
I think there's a lot of things you could do, and we see different examples around the country, whether it's flexibility to get the vaccine, whether it's additional education. And we also would say, vaccine, no vaccine is made to be kind of a false choice here. There's other options like additional precautions, additional masking. We've talked a lot about that. Social distancing and masking have kept us safe for a year and a half, but also additional testing. Some private firms have said, hey, if you aren't willing to have the vaccine right now, we're going to do some additional testing to make sure you're safe and your coworkers are safe. There's a number of different options we can do to allow people to get here in their own time when they are comfortable, and respect their personal decisions.
Republicans now calling for a special session, a call you have made before, also calling for Democrats to work with you to rein in the governor's emergency powers. You can't do either of those things without the help of the majority. Is there any interest there from the other side of the aisle?
A little bit of interest by one or two anonymous members, and so far no interest from the majority leadership in either chamber that I know of.
So a special session unlikely?
I think unlikely, but I think it's important we continue to advocate that the people represented by their legislature have a voice in these decisions, whether you're talking about the vaccine mandate, whether they're talking about mask mandates in our K-12 system, whether we're talking about some of the challenges we're seeing in recent days and weeks in law enforcement, where some of the laws passed by the majority just frankly go too far and have made our communities unsafe. These are all things that we think demand immediate action, and we'd like to highlight the fact that we are standing by, ready and willing to go to Olympia to work on these on behalf of the people of the state of Washington. We're simply waiting on the majority to come along.
Senator, let's end with this. I spent the evening yesterday talking to state workers who are not vaccinated, some of whom are willing to lose their jobs on October 18th, if that's what it comes down to. Do you believe, after we went through this period of profound unemployment, do you believe the governor would actually make good on the threat to fire individuals who don't get a vaccine?
Yes, unfortunately, I do. I think that he sees this, unfortunately, in a very black and white situation where he knows best, and he's going to do what he thinks is right, regardless of the input or of others. So, yeah, I think he's serious. I think it's disappointing. It's the nicest thing I can say about it. It's heavy-handed, but I don't doubt that he's serious.
All right, State Senator John Braun, we appreciate your time this morning, and I guess we'll be waiting to see what the governor does come October 18th.